Hey guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So we are over with July. Yay! So I had another great reading month. I am quite impressed with some of the books that I've read. And then there's that feel good moments from some of these books. And the creative writing of some of these authors that I am completely at all with. But I'm gonna start with the contemporary ones that I've read. I'm gonna start with the ebook, which is the only ebook that I read this month. Everything else is physical. So I read The Boyfriend Project, which was an arc I had received back in the end of May, I think. The book came out in June, but I didn't get to it, so I decided to read it. This is a story about a woman who found out that the guy she was dating is also dating two other women. And in her confrontation with the guy, it was caught on video, so it went viral. But these women bonded over it and actually had a good friendship. Now, what happened after that is a bit of a romance that is an office romance situation where an undercover agent was came to her job to investigate some money laundering going on. She wasn't aware of any of this, but their interaction sparked and they both went against what they wanted to do. Now, this book, I liked the friendship aspect because these women bonded and decided that they were going to work on themselves and not date. So when the main character, having that office interaction and a bit of affair, it was, go against everything, but it was entertaining. Quite frankly, I could care less about the romance in this book. I enjoyed the friendship and the bond that these three women had, and that's the part of the book that I enjoyed the most. But the romance was just like whatever. So just being honest. Then I actually read the second book in the spin-off series, Butterfly. And sorry if you're hearing all the background noise, I'm outside. But this is Butterfly 2. I did a reading vlog for this. This is when I finally went and saw my parents. So I hope you guys check this out. I enjoy this. I like the reveal in this. This is a sequel, so I can't really speak much about it because, but if you are read it and you are following along with the series, go check out my reading vlog so I can, there was a lot of Team Meek, but whatever. I'm Team Messiah. So this is how I felt about this series. Loved it. I can't wait for the third, which I believe is supposed to be out in December. I will be reading it and I will do another reading vlog to talk about the series. Yay. Now the other book is my favorite by far romance that I've read this year, and that is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. Now let me tell you, this was such a well done, romantic, also had like real plot, real conversation. You getting to know the character. There's no quick anything. This was that kind of romance. So I highly recommend this if you're looking for a romance that has a nice storyline, that is not the over alpha male kind of character. I did a vlog for this as well where you can see me gushing about this book, but I would tell you it's the second book for the sisters. You do not have to read them in a row. The first book was Get a Life, Chloe Brown. They're not related at all, except for, this is one of the sisters, but you don't have to read them in order. But what I would say is, I love Get a Life, Chloe Brown, but this was so much better to me. This one really stuck it with me the whole time. I could not wait to see what was going to happen to the characters in this. But I'm going to link my review. Go check it out. Then, now we're into the literary stuff and how different these books are, but also I really enjoyed the discussion that you can have with these, and that is, the first one is The Vanishing Half, which a lot of people are reading this. Now this is my second Britt Bennett book. I read her first book, The Mothers, and I loved it. And this one, I wasn't as jumping up my skin with this one because as I stated, if you watch my review of this, you will realize the connection I had with other books with this. So I wasn't as like surprised about a lot of things that was happening. It's like that expectation that I was getting when I was reading this. But what I would say is she did a good job in terms of telling the story, of engaging you with the story. Now I know a lot of people have posted questions about the end, but because I've read quite a few of books now that are surrounding this topic of colorism, that often this is how they end. It's that idea that life goes on, that it's just another person whose life is just going to continue. There's no real solution. There's no change in terms of that. It's like you made that decision and you just have to live with it, kind of deal. So but because I read the other books, I expected this ending. This ending did not surprise me at all. I knew this was gonna happen because of that, and that reflects the time, and I think it's somewhat of a history and how some of these people who went on with their life never quite went back. Never went back because of all the years that they spent living and pretending and creating this life that they wanted, that they never turned back. They just keep going and living that life just how it was. So yeah. And then this book, guys, this book, this is probably one of my most like I love the comments that I got from this review, and that is A Tall History of Sugar. Now, one of the comments that I did get was from Rebel Women Lit, and she had done a podcast with the author, so she had put it in the comments, so I went to check it out, and I'm glad I did, because it just let me realize that, okay, the route I was going and how I felt about the book was correct. But it also brings up this thing that I never really discussed, of how culturally, as Jamaicans, we have this spiritual thoughts and how we feel about certain things, that it's just embedded in us from a young age, that we still do, you know, that idea of you have that instinct you have about a person, or you know, how you reflect on certain things and spirituality kicks in, but you don't really realize it does. But when the example she was bringing up in there, I was just like, okay, I definitely understand that. But this is one of those complicated relationship that was done in a way that had a bit of magical realism in it, but it wasn't overly done. It wasn't. It was more so for dreams. And in this, how she created a character that was born without skin, and how, you know, there's still someone there for him, and how he's connected to this woman who also has something special about her. But their relationship is so complicated that you're rooting for them, and you want to understand how, but then you still also know that it is what it is in a sense. But there's so much. But this is one of those reviews that I want you to go check out my review for this, and if you are thinking about reading it, please do. You won't regret it. It is a very well done book. I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to read some more from her, because apparently she has all the books that I didn't know. And then we got Gentoo. Guys, this is a chunky book. It is what I would say one of those books you do have to take your time with, because it is creative in a way where there are all these messages in the story, all these like symbolic things that if you don't take your time, you might miss. So this was a book that was selected by Didi for Brown Girl Reading, and it is for our summer read along. So I've done maybe 4 now, or 3 or 4. Can't remember how many she's done for the summer. And this was probably the most non-summer book. So that I would say, but it's worth reading, because one, it is a Uganda story. I've never read anything from a Uganda author or centered in Uganda. So that was the first thing. Secondly, it was done in a way where it felt like it was story within stories. Now, it is about a man his name is Gentoo, and he did something that resulted in him being cursed, which meaning every offspring that comes after from his bloodline is cursed. And the way the book started out, it started out with these men who have this idea. Now this is 1750 in Uganda, so there's that idea of what men expect from a woman and how marriages work. And these are a lot of men who have multiple wives and kids and all that. He also has this thing where he has a lot of twin runs in his bloodline. And when the curse happened, everything fall apart. And one incident where you can tell the generation was able to get away from where they were living, but the curse still follows. But because of the timeline and what the curse is, like for instance, one of the curse is, some of the curse is suicidal or mental illness, or don't have someone hit you in the head, that kind of deal. Now, and other stuff too you hear in the story. Now, what was entertaining to me was that these men carry along these ideas with them as the generation goes by, and some of the mistakes and things that they make. Also, the timing of what is considered like myth or folklore and science, how science play in it, like what they would think was the curse now has a medical name to it, that kind of deal. But it also touched on like this, the idea that you can't really run away from your bloodline, you can't run away from who you are and your heritage. And also the changes in time, like we're talking colonialism, that aspect of it. But there's like things about it that I feel like was that intention. Like I would love to, which Denise, Didi's gonna be doing. Didi from Bronco Road is gonna be doing a live show on today at around 3 o'clock. And I would love to see if anyone caught on to some of the things that I was thinking while reading this, and that message in this, which is several different things going on. Now, what I would say is, it felt long after a while. The first part one to me flew by quick because it had that momentum that I really like. And then it was just like, after part 3, it just felt like it died a little bit. It wasn't as the same vibes as the first part. And then also at the last part, now I like a creative ending. I like ending that give you that whole, make you think what's the possibility of what have happened next and all that stuff. I love those kind of ending. But this one to me was, it built you up for something, and then it was just like, okay, that's it. That's how I felt the end. So I didn't really appreciate the end. And I'm a person, like I said, like that kind of continuous ending. Not this. I just felt like the ending needed to be somewhat more. Now, I do feel like you need to watch the live show if you read this, because I like to see how they dissect the book more from other people's point of view, and people who are, because there's quite a few people who felt like this was a 5-star. Not for me. It wasn't a 5-star. I think it's more like a 4, 3.5, 4. Depends on what day you ask me. But for today, I would rate this like a 4-star. And that's mostly because of the ending. The ending just didn't work well for me. It's just too many questions I got based on the ending. So yeah. Now, I did not finish my classic. Yeah, Wives and Daughters by Elizabeth Geska. So this is how far I got. So I have about a little over 200 pages to go. So I'm going to continue this in August, because I didn't finish it. Now, I am enjoying it. It is one of those classics that really showed the levels of marriage and what women would do, scandalous behavior, in order to mate with the right one, that kind of deal. So there's more to it than that, but I will definitely finish this book in a reading vlog and talk more about it if you are interested in this classic. This is my second book from the author. I love North and South. I highly recommend North and South. That is a book. And this one I'm enjoying it, but I can't really tell you yet because I don't, even though I think I watched the movie, but to me I felt like the mini-series chopped out quite a bit of this book. Like, it chopped out a lot. But there's certain things I didn't know about certain characters, and you learn more in the book. So, but I'll definitely talk about this later. So yeah, guys, I am going to end this here. Thanks for watching, guys. I am going to continue, and just so you know, and if you've been catching up with me, today is the start of a journal mood. So summer journal mood is up, guys, so go ahead and pull out those journals and follow me over on Instagram, and let's use these word prompts and write for the month of August. Thank you. Bye bye, guys.